This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Team Europe keeps Team World from a Laver Cup Grand Slam. Lando Norris takes his third win of the F1 season. We have 3 boxing matches, including a heavyweight knockout. And our own Charly Suarez with his own TKO. Plus, Harlequin, Fil-Brit, Marcus Smith. And here's our roundup. In the 2024 Laver Cup, team spirit and strategic planning allowed Team Europe to pull off a dramatic comeback against the back-to-back defending champion, Team World. Starting the final day at a 4-8 deficit, Carlos Alcaraz and Casper Ruud won the opening doubles match. Zverev won against Frances Tiafoe, then Alcaraz sealed the victory by defeating Taylor Fritz in the final match. Team Europe got its 5th win in 7 iterations of this duel with Team World on a score of 13-11. Each member of Team Europe got $250,000 or 14.5 million pesos for winning, while Team World pros earn half the amount. Total prize pool for the tournament is approximately $2.25 million or more than 100 million pesos. In a thrilling race under the lights of Marina Bay, Lando Norris emerged victorious at the 2024 Singapore Grand Prix, marking his 3rd win of the season. The McLaren driver showcased exceptional skill and strategy, navigating the challenging street circuit with precision. Starting from pole position, Norris finished more than 21 seconds ahead of his rival. With only 6 races left in the season, Norris has narrowed current number 1 Max Verstappen's lead to 52 points. This is turning up the pressure on Formula E CEO Jeff Dodds and his $250,000 wager on Verstappen clinching the F1 championship. IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois, or Triple D, padded his knockout record in the 59th second of round 5 against former 2-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua at the Wembley Stadium in London. It was Joshua's most devastating defeat, as Dubois knocked him down in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th rounds before keeping him on the canvas for the count with a perfect right at the top of the 5th. Triple D will next fight for the winner of the December 21 match between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk II. The fight was halted in the 3rd round last Saturday at the Desert Diamond Arena in Arizona, as undefeated Filipino Charly Suarez decked American Jorge Castañeda twice with left hooks. Suarez, managed by former Governor Chavit Singson, is now the super featherweight champion of the WBO. After the first knockdown, the Davao del Norte native rained blows on the still groggy Castañeda to keep his record spotless in 18 fights. Pinoy Melvin Jerusalem dealt Mexico's Luis Castillo the first loss of his career at the Mandaluyong City College gym last night. Jerusalem's WBC minimum weight belt was on the line, and the champion defended the title via unanimous decision after 12 rounds, 120-107, 120-107, 118-109. In Budapest for the biennial chess Olympiad, hopes were high that the team, coached by Asia's first Grandmaster Eugene Torre, would break into the top 10. But the team's loss to All GM Georgia and All GM Hungary B over the weekend caused the Philippines to tumble down to 59th place in the open division. On the other hand, woman FIDE Master Shania May Mendoza, woman Grandmaster Janelle May Fraina, woman International Master Jan Jodelyn Fronda, and woman National Master Ruel Canino all won their matches in the 11th round, finishing with a total of 14 points for joint 22nd with 14 others and 24th overall after tiebreaks. Our women's team won the gold in Group B, the Philippines' first FIDE medal since 2006. The next Olympiad is in 2026. Former Filipino Wesley So helped the USA win the silver in the India-dominated meet. India achieved a historic double victory, winning the Hamilton-Russell Cup for the open section and the Vera Menchik Cup for the women's section, as well as the replica Gaprindashvili Cup. India Chess Federation or AICF lost the original trophy. The theft is still under investigation. It was a day of firsts in the NCAA 100 season as Arellano notched its first win, while Letran handed Benilde its first loss. Benilde isn't invincible after all, as Letran eliminated the possibility of a step-ladder finals in NCAA 100. It was a thrilling weekend in the men's basketball tournament of UAAP Season 87. On Saturday, UST came from behind to beat NU 67-64, while Ateneo outlasted Adamson 60-51. On Sunday, UP held off a late rally by FEU to win 69-58 and remain the only unbeaten team, as later UE did the same to LaSalle 75-71. Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark may have two black eyes in her playoffs debut against the Connecticut Sun. One, she struggled with only 11 points and her team lost by a huge margin, 69-93. Two, the 22-year-old was knocked to the ground and seemingly poked in the eye by Connecticut guard Dejanay Carrington just 90 seconds into the game. No foul was called. Clark was earlier named Rookie of the Year after leading Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016, with an average of 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game. Fans weren't too happy with the WNBA though, thinking she deserves to be MVP. When the scorecard returns, we will meet Marcus Sebastian Smith, a Fil-Brit who, at age 18, joined the Harlequins as fly half playing in Premiership Rugby.
A platter of positivity.
Good morning, you beautiful people. It's a brand new day, and you know what that means.
A cup of the hottest information.
We're ready to shake the world with fresh news.
And a slice of what to expect for the whole day.
The Burmans are here, and they're bringing the heat.
That's everything you need to keep you going through the day. Join Paulo Del Rosario, Ann Carrillo, and Monique Tuzon. It's a beautiful day, 7 a.m. on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
엑스레이를 사용하기 전에는 영상 전공자 선생님이 없는 병원에서는 엑스레이 사진을 보고 얘가 뭐가 잘못됐을까라는 이제 소위 말하는 주관식 문제를 푸는 개념이었어요. 근데 이제 AI가 도입이 되면서 이게 진단 보조 서비스이기 때문에 질병이 있는 부분을 의심되는 부분을 찾아주거든요. 그러니까 이제 수의사 선생님들이 그거를 보고 아 얘는 어디가 의심이 되겠구나라는 식의 이제 객관식 문제를 푸는 셈이 돼버렸기 때문에 엑스레이 사진을 보고 판단하는데 더 효율적이 됐다고 볼 수 있습니다. 왼쪽 다리에 슬개골 탈구, 그리고 이쪽에 관절염, 그리고 고관절 탈구까지 역시 관절염이 있다는 뜻이거든요. 그래서 지금 모찌 같은 경우에는 이거 왼쪽 저희가 수의사 이렇게 심장의 단축 그리고 생각해보면
반려동물 주인분들이 이렇게 이해하기 굉장히 어려웠는데 이제 원장 선생님이 직접 이제 AI로 이제 엑스레이 촬영 분석 결과를 보여주니까 직관적으로 굉장히 이해하기 쉬웠습니다. 그리고
엑스칼리버가 일종의 이제 AI 헬스케어의 시작이라고 이제 저희는 보고 있고, 이걸 기반으로 해서 이제 다른 분야까지 좀 확장하는 거를 검토하고 있어요.
The Trailblazers, the Disruptors, the titans of the industry.
We should safeguard our tradition.
We've got 53 sites in the Philippines, and each of those sites have been goaled to adopt a community.
Know what drives them as we dig deeper into their stories.
We're also bringing and helping medical tourism.
The government has to support these local farmers.
Industry Beacon on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
Rugby may not be as mainstream as football, also known as soccer in the Philippines, since rugby is rough and rugged and usually played in the country by much bigger and burlier expats. But Filipinos are making an impact in international rugby. The first woman appointed to the World Rugby Council is Adam Milby of the Philippine Rugby Football Union. And making a huge splash in the UK is a Fil-Brit who plays for England and for the Harlequins in the Premiership Rugby League. Meet Marcus Smith. Rugby phenom Marcus Smith is focusing on becoming a better leader as another challenging season opens over the weekend. The Harlequins and England fly half knows that he has to amp up his game as new players seek to show off and disrupt the already rugged rugby landscape. The Scorecard got to meet Marcus and the rest of the Smith siblings, along with their beautiful mother Suzanne, to talk about their love for the sport and their desire to give back through their Calabao Global Charity.
Marcus, since you are back here in the motherland, take us back to the beginning. Where did your love for the sport of rugby begin?
It's exactly on this field. Back in the day, obviously, I was born here. My mum and dad used to spend a lot of time here. It used to be called Manila Nomads, today Club United. My brothers used to spend hours on end playing rugby, football, tag, whatever it was. So I wouldn't say my love for rugby, but my love for competing, my love for being out in the, I guess, open space, playing sports, for me was here, back in Philippines, back at Manila Nomads. It was always a dream of mine to be a professional sportsman, whether that be rugby or football, whatever it was. I was excited, to be honest, but rugby obviously took over my life. When I moved over to England when I was 13, my school was more rugby, and from the minute I got exposed to competitive rugby, it was my dream, like I said, and to have achieved my dream at 18 and represent Harlequins, a club I guess I've come to the academy with, was special for me and hopefully for my family as well.
Playing such a demanding sport and one of the most difficult positions, arguably, in rugby, the fly half, how does it feel for you representing and knowing that when you compete, you have Filipino blood running through your veins?
I think that I carry on a daily basis comes from my upbringing here, my traditional family values. I like always being with the family. I like the togetherness that we have, not just with our families, but with our friends and relatives. Spending barbecues together, eating Filipino food together. For me, that's part of my culture, and we still practice that today in England. I guess I'm that proud that whenever my brother's playing for the Volcanoes here in the Philippines, I try and watch whenever I can on YouTube or anything. And I even wear them on my lucky pants when I play in the games. I got budgie smugglers, which have got Philippines and England flag on them. So I carry them with me everywhere I go, and every game I play, I hope the Filipinos know I've got them on me, and I've got a tattoo as well. So.
Oh, okay. Can you show that? There. Can you explain this tattoo?
So this is the Filipino tattoo. Obviously the sun and the stars. I try to put my twist on it. My mum's obviously the one born here in Cagayan de Oro in Mindanao, and that's her favorite flower. So it's the lily flower.
The lily flower.
Inside.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about the smiley face there on the side?
That was just for me, I guess, a constant reminder to keep smiling, don't worry, and just constantly be happy.
All right.
Got a few, yeah.
All right. I want to ask you a little bit about the GOAT debate. We hear this all the time between friends, family, sports personalities, the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James. For you, who is your personal GOAT in sports?
For me, can I have two?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, growing up, obviously being born in the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao for me is the greatest. What he's done in his division, in his weight division, is remarkable, but he's not only just done that, he's gone multiple weight divisions up. He's always there with a smile on his face, win or lose. More often than not, obviously, he won, and he won well. And ever since I was young, I used to watch on the TV, even in England, 2, 3 a.m. For me, he's the undisputed GOAT in my eyes. In rugby, for me, it's got to be Johnny Wilkinson. He's the English fly. He was the English fly half a long time ago, and what he did in that jersey really inspired me, really motivated me, and he was the kicker as well. So I'm very lucky to be able to kick with him on a regular basis, and I owe a lot of credit to him. He's helped me in my development.
Though the Smiths are based in England, they regularly go back to the Philippines. Their mother, Suzanne, makes sure her boys do not forget their roots and encourages them to give back to the local rugby community.
As the mother of 3 very energetic and talented boys who lived in the UK, how did you manage to instill the Filipino values of love for God, love for family, and love for country?
First and foremost, I was born with a very religious mom, and so it's really embedded in me, the religion. Although I was not a practicing Catholic really, but deep inside me, I have great belief in God. So yeah, I always take them to church. I always instill in them that you don't have to go to church, but it's just a guidance for them in their daily life.
All right, tell us about the initiative of your boys, Kapuso Global. We have the charity day here today. How proud are you that they're very young, yet they know that they have to give back to the community as they're here right now to impart their wisdom to the youth?
Yeah, when they were growing up here, they were born in the Philippines, they were growing up here, I've exposed them already of the reality of the Philippines. It's not only the life that they were living that time, they were living like expat life and like living in prestigious homes, but I've exposed them the early age of their lives that reality here is there's a lot of people in need. There's a lot of children who probably are talented, who are probably intelligent, but they're not given the opportunity in their homes. And what's good with my boys is whenever I talk to them, they listen.
Marcus's brother Luke is an accomplished player himself and plays for the national rugby team, the Philippine Volcanoes.
Tell us about your initiative with your brothers, Carabao Global. How did the idea to start this brand and foundation, where did it come from?
So early last year, my brothers and I wanted to sort of spread the Philippine culture in the UK and around the world. We always love it when we come back here. We were born and raised here, and we felt, sort of speaking to our friends, not a lot of people know about the Philippine culture, so we wanted to create something that people could wear and we could create a community all around the world and they knew about the Philippine culture. So that's where our designs are sort of based from. We put small little features like the sun and the stars from the flag and little motifs like that. And the aim really is to spread the Philippine culture around the world. And also with that, we want to give back to the Philippines. We want to do charitable events, which is what we've done today. Our first big charitable event. So that's sort of another rooted cause for the brand.
All right, so we are here with the bunso, or the youngest of the Smith boys, Tomas Smith. Tomas, so Luke tells me that among the Smith brothers, you are the most rebellious. How true is this?
I don't think it's as true as he says it is. I don't know what my mum said, but it's a loving relationship. So between us three and us and the whole family, it's all love. So yeah.
You're wearing the merch, Carabao Global, but aside from selling products, you also have this initiative to teach the youth here in the Philippines about the game of rugby. Tell us how this initiative came about.
Yeah, so Luke presented me the idea like around 2 years ago.
Oh wow, 2 years ago?
Yeah, like a year and a half, 2 years ago now, and there was a lot of behind the scenes work before we fully launched in July 2023. And the whole part of it was to kind of build a brand that we can use our connections here in the Philippines to try and help and give back to the community that raised all of us. So that was a big part, and then alongside that we incorporated the clothing, which I'm wearing, Luke's wearing, to kind of try and keep spreading the word of the Filipino culture around to people in the UK, in Europe, and really show what Philippines is special and why it's special in our hearts.
Being that you're based in the UK, who are your partners that you speak to here in the Philippines that help?
The Smiths may spend majority of each year away from the Philippines, but they surely make it a point to keep coming back.
Among all the places in the world, and it's such a beautiful world out there, what makes the Philippines home?
Well, first and foremost, I was born here, and as the song goes, Manila, Manila, I keep coming back to Manila. Yeah, the Philippines, there's nothing better or nicer than the Philippines. I'm glad as well that the boys really, really love the Philippines, even sometimes more than me. But yeah, we will always come back here till I probably leave the world. But yeah, because the boys loved it here.
If you have a way to watch the Gallagher Premiership, the Harlequins' next match is on Saturday, September 28th against the Newcastle Falcons. Kickoff is at 10:30 p.m. Philippine time. When the scorecard returns, be sure to keep your eyes on the prize.
Surviving the day starts with knowing the weather. So we're giving you everything you need to know to stay safe, rain or shine.
Tropical Storm Enteng already out in the Philippine area of our responsibility. The death toll due to severe Tropical Storm Enteng and the enhanced southwest monsoon in Antipolo City has risen to 8.
Weather HQ with Paolo Del Rosario, 9 a.m. on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. Your safety is on top of everything. Here are some important numbers in times of emergency. Public service reminder from Billionario News Channel. Always on top.
OpenAI has launched a new series of bots built to answer really tough questions. AI models are designed to spend more time processing problems before spitting out an answer. First reported by Reuters, the new products are capable of reasoning through complex tasks. OpenAI says that makes them better able to solve challenging problems in science, coding and math. Known within the firm as Strawberry, they've officially been branded as O1 and O1 Mini. The O1 version will be available in ChatGPT from Thursday. In a blog post, the firm said the new model scored 83% on the qualifying exam for the International Mathematics Olympiad. That compares with just 13% for a previous model. The new bot also exceeded human PhD-level accuracy on some scientific tests. An OpenAI researcher said the system was built on so-called chain-of-thought reasoning, which breaks complex problems down into small steps. The models have refined their abilities through training and learning from their mistakes.
FBI is investigating what it says is another attempt to kill Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Active Mpox cases here in the country now at 15. But the health department tells the public, don't be alarmed. Content creator engaged in a friendly sparring bout with Pacquiao. It was going well until Pacquiao punched him in his stomach and knocked him down.
Mai Rodriguez, Newsfeed at noon on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. As we break down the upcoming matchups and deliver insights that will give you the edge to stay ahead of the game. This is for the NFL fans. Get ready for an exciting Week 3 clash. Tuesday, September 24th, the Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Buffalo Bills at 7:30 a.m. Philippine time, live from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. First, let's take a look at the teams. The Jacksonville Jaguars are off to a rocky start this season, sitting at 0-2. Big things were expected after Trevor Lawrence's massive 5-year, $275 million extension. But he's been struggling, completing only 51% of his passes so far. Jacksonville's offense is ranked 31st, and they're managing just 15 points per game. But don't count them out yet. Their defense has been a bright spot, ranked 5th overall. They'll need that defense to step up and help them get back on track. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills are rolling. They've jumped out to a 2-0 start, ranking 2nd in defense and 3rd in scoring offense, putting up a solid 32.5 points per game. Despite some key player losses, Josh Allen has been on fire, completing nearly 74% of his passes with 3 touchdowns last week. Can the Bills keep their momentum going? For Jacksonville, it all comes down to their stars stepping up. Trevor Lawrence has been under the spotlight but will need to find his rhythm. Travis Etienne has been productive with 96 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Brenton Strange steps in for the injured Evan Engram, recording a career-high 65 receiving yards last week. On the Bills' side, Josh Allen continues to lead the charge with 371 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. Look out, though, for James Cook, who's been a force on the ground with 149 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And wide receiver Khalil Shakir, who is emerging with 96 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. For both teams' injury update, the Jaguars will be without tight end Evan Engram again due to a hamstring injury, while safety Darnell Savage remains questionable. As for the Bills, linebacker Terrell Bernard and cornerback Taron Johnson are confirmed out for the game. The Bills are favored, coming off 2 wins with a strong defense. Josh Allen will spread the ball, while Jacksonville's offense, led by Travis Etienne, must step up. Without Engram and with Lawrence struggling, it'll be tough for the Jaguars to keep up. Will the Jaguars find a way to avoid an 0-3 start? Or will the Bills remain perfect? The stage is set for another thrilling NFL showdown. Don't miss this action-packed game. Next game tomorrow. The Washington Commanders face off against the Cincinnati Bengals at 8:15 a.m. Philippine time, live from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Washington Commanders, sitting at 1-1, are hoping to build on their recent win. Rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels has shown promise, especially with his ability to run. The offense, however, is still finding its groove, ranked 29th overall. Though their rushing attack is a bright spot, standing at 13th, on defense, Washington has been strong, ranked 4th in the league. They'll need that defense to step up big time to keep Cincinnati's offense in check. As for the Cincinnati Bengals, things haven't gone as planned. At 0-2, they're struggling on offense, ranking dead last in both total offense and rushing. But defensively, the Bengals have been lights out, holding the #1 spot in the league. The return of wide receiver T. Higgins from injury could be just what Cincinnati needs to breathe life into their offense. Can Joe Burrow and the Bengals finally turn things around? Let's put the spotlight on some key players. For the Commanders, it starts with Jaden Daniels, completing over 75% of his passes with 410 yards, plus 132 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson has rushed for 173 yards and 1 touchdown, while Austin Eckler adds versatility with 96 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. For the Bengals, though, all eyes are on Joe Burrow, who is completing nearly 68% of his passes with 422 yards and 2 touchdowns despite a rocky start. The return of T. Higgins could be crucial for their passing attack, and Zach Moss will look to boost the ground game with 78 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. The Commanders have no major injuries, while the Bengals are missing defensive linemen B.J. Hill and Sheldon Rankings. This could create opportunities for Washington's running game to take advantage. This matchup is all about Cincinnati's top-ranked defense going up against Washington's emerging offense. The Bengals will need their defense to hold strong while hoping that the return of T. Higgins can spark some much-needed offense for Joe Burrow. But keep an eye on that Bengals interior defense. Those injuries may open the door for Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler to break through. On the other hand, the Commanders will lean heavily on their defense to take advantage of the Bengals' offensive struggles. If rookie Jaden Daniels can keep making plays both with his arm and his legs, and if Washington establishes the run, then they have a real shot at leaving Cincinnati with a victory. Will Cincinnati claim their first win of the season, or will Washington ride their defensive strength to go 2-1? This is shaping up to be a close, hard-fought battle. Don't miss it. This is going to be a thrilling showdown. Now, before we go, think on this. From England's rugby legend, Johnny Wilkinson, commander of the Order of the British Empire. What I am proud of is that I have searched for the best of me, and I have been a team man without fail. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again here tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Billionario News Channel. I'm Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening. Good night.
Up next on Billionario News Channel.